Hi guys, thanks for checking out the video. If you've been watching the vlogs on Mark Crossfield's channel, you will see my putting display has not been that great. And it's also not only that I'm not doing that well, it's progressively got worse. I actually had it under control a couple months ago, and like I say, it's got, well, I hit rock bottom basically. But what's happening to me here is very similar to what will happen to a lot of you guys, and that round especially, do you mean I almost looked a bit lost? Do you mean I didn't really know what to do? So how can you break that cycle? How can you get better? And how can you, yeah, like I say, stop the rot? So the first thing I would be doing, and the first thing that I have done, and this is not necessary, is I've changed putters. The changing of the putter, and especially in the circumstances that I find myself in now, it's not really the putter that's the issue. I'm having a few issues with alignment, and you could argue that changing the shape of the head might help. But like I say, the actual change of the putter is more for me to just have a fresh start really, and actually just create a new feeling, create a new vibe, because I've got some awful experiences at the minute with my other one. But yeah, the changing of the putter is not essential, but I've done it for that reason more so than anything. Second of all, and this is my trusty friend that unfortunately I haven't been using, is a mirror. You can get these from a lot of places. A lot of manufacturers make them, but I will use this one to check my setup. I've actually drawn lines on mine as well, and I would recommend doing this when you're putting well. Just make a note of how you were standing. And there were some comments on the videos, it looks like I'm standing too far away. Do you mean I've got the ball position, it's like too far away from me, so my eyes aren't over the ball, they're very much inside? And I totally agree with that comment, and it's not something that I was intending to do. So it's a clear indication that I haven't been practicing a great deal / at all. So this is where the mirror is great, because it's more of a maintenance practice as well. So maintenance practice is not so much changing anything, it's just making sure that you're keeping yourself in the correct place to be. So setup happens all the time basically. You might get the perfect setup, but then once you stop practicing, things will slip and you'll move slightly further away, or the ball position might change, or the grip might change. And as a result, after a few months, then your performance drops again. So I would recommend using a mirror. And if you haven't got a golf specific one, do you mean getting a reflective surface, do you mean is good enough? Or simply, if you're just checking for ball position in terms of where it is on your eyes, just put the ball on your nose and drop it, just to give you an indication. So that's set up, and you'll sometimes find just changing the setup will solve everything. But if it hasn't, and if you've kind of lost your stroke, or you've lost the feeling of how you should be putting, what I would recommend is putting one-handed and just hitting a few putts, but do it with both hands. So I've got my right hand on here, so I would hit 4 or 5 putts with the right hand, then 4 or 5 putts with the left hand. And what you might find is the stroke might feel the same or better with one hand, and it might feel worse with the other one. So if this is the case, you're kind of starting to find out what's causing you the problems. So I've actually done this today, and it feels quite nice with the right hand, but I'm struggling a bit with the left hand. So I'm pulling the putts, I'm pulling the blade across a bit, so I feel that it's probably my left hand being a bit active. But again, this isn't a generic thing. You'll find that different problems will be associated with different people. So doing it separately is a nice way of regaining the feel. And you'll sometimes find just doing it separately for a practice session, you'll find when you then get both hands back on the putter blade at the end, the hands might want to work together a bit better as well. So I'm going to go try this now, because I hate Mark Crossfield laughing in my ear at how poorly I'm performing. So I'm certainly going to do this. Practice is your other one. Do you mean if you don't practice, and I can certainly put my hand up, unfortunately at this moment in time, if you don't do enough practice, do you mean you might find that you don't perform as well as you would like? And that isn't me having a go, it's just understanding. Do you mean if you haven't got time to practice, just be realistic about the performance in which you're going to create. So sometimes we get too angry with ourselves when actually we kind of didn't put the work in. And like I said, it might not be your fault that you didn't put the work in, but if you didn't, just go out and enjoy yourself and try and enjoy the good putts rather than really focusing on the bad ones. But like I say, I'm going to go practice now. So hope this helps. Get some comments down below, and I hope to catch you soon.